Wow, it feels so good to be back on my channel. What's up, guys? Hello, long time no see. At some point I have every intention on making a video explaining kind of where I've been, why I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like to, and what's been going on. But I don't want to waste time on that in this video because this video has a very specific topic, as you could probably already tell by the title. I'm just glad to be back making videos on my channel, so we're just going to go for it. This video, clearly, no surprise, we are talking about this bad boy, the Ruby Cup, aka Dracula's shot glass, if you will. You should get it because it's going to be filled up with blood. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Guys, the best way I know how to deal with a menstrual cycle as a trans guy is by making jokes, so that's probably what's going to happen. Dracula's shot glass, unfortunately, wasn't an original joke, though. It is, I took it from the Ruby Cup website, so can't take credit for that. But that being said, I want to just put a disclaimer right here, right now. I am going to be talking about, obviously, periods, menstrual cycles. I am going to refer to them by that. If you had talked to me probably about 5 years ago or so, I never would have been able to just casually sit down and talk about that in this way and refer to it as this. But my relationship with all that has changed drastically over the years as I've come more comfortable with myself and as I've transitioned, and also since I really don't get menstrual cycles anymore, it's a little easier to talk about. But I have had menstrual cycles. I have had periods. Oh, and also, guys, I am gonna be detailed. It's gonna be gross because I want to give a full kind of review. I guess it's kind of a review of how this worked for me, and some of it was gross. And I'm gonna tell you the details because I want people to know what they're getting themselves into if they get this, the good and the bad. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you about my experience with this. So, in case you don't know, my personal history with periods basically goes like this. I got my first period, I believe, when I was around age 12, and had them ever since. I didn't really have completely regular periods, so there were some months when I didn't have them, but for the most part, I did have pretty. I'd say maybe I'd skip like a month. Like, I'd have one maybe like once every 3 months or once every 2 months instead of once every month. I did have them for years. Started testosterone when I was 18, and they stopped around 3 months on testosterone, and then I was bad with some shots, and it came back. My period came back, and then over the 4 years or so, 4 or 5 years, let's see, I started testosterone in 2015, yeah, so over the past 4 years or so, they've come back, and at times, because I haven't always been the most consistent with my shots. And also, the biggest time was probably about 2 years ago. I took Plan B after a not so great situation, and they came back kind of hard, and I had to deal with that. So throughout that time, I have tried many different products. I was definitely and I think I'm also gonna put this here. I think, guys, it's good to like normalize this, like trans guys or just guys in general talking about having a period, because yeah, I wish there were more of that. So I'm just gonna talk about it like it's completely normal, because it is completely normal for me. I mean, that's what happened in my life. Those were my experiences. Anyways, yeah, I've tried different things. I was definitely a pads guy. I didn't like putting things up there, which, yeah, that means this. How'd we get to this? You'll see. But I have used those tampons. few times because I was going to be in water, and a few times just because that's what I had, and a few times because I was just tired of freaking pads. Like, ugh. Anyways, but definitely I wasn't one to, like, putting stuff up there like that. Yeah, I was not a tampons type of person. But fast forward to this past time, when 2 years ago, when I started getting my period again, I'm looking like me, at this point in time. I've been on testosterone, I've been transitioning for a while, I've had top surgery, and now I have this to deal with getting a period. And it's hard enough to be a trans guy who gets read as female who to deal with periods, but then I'm a trans guy getting read as male by people using the male restroom. Obviously, they're not the most convenient for product disposal, for like period product disposal, and it just made me it gave me a lot more anxiety because the noise of a pad in the bathroom, even though many times guys have no idea what that is, they're not really caring, and there's a lot worse noises in the men's restroom. But for me, it just always triggered a lot of anxiety and dysphoria. So one day, I was watching YouTube videos and I came across this girl who was talking about period cups, and I had no idea that these were even a thing. But I thought, you know what? I've tried other things, let's try this. And so that's kind of where we are. I've used this for literally one period. Not like one period, like not one use, but like 1 month I had a period. It was this last time. So I ordered it, I had it for a while, didn't need it, like I said, my period would go away and come back. At this point I was on testosterone by the time I ordered this. So I didn't know when I would need it or if I would need it or what would go on with that. But eventually the day came and my period hit and I was like, you know what? Time to try it out. So first and foremost, I want to say this is what it looks like, but there's 2 different sizes, at least 2 different sizes I know, and I don't remember which one I ordered. I feel like this one's the bigger one just because it looks big. I can't imagine one being much bigger. I could be wrong, but I also feel like I'd be the type of person who was like, I want the bigger one just to make sure there's no leaks. So I feel like that's what I did, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of explain my experience with this, and I guess the best way is just to go right into it. So first and foremost, when you put it in, at least what I gathered from the directions, you kind of fold it like this to put it in. Shoot. Okay, you see what that just did right there? How that popped open? Yeah, I think that's what the first thing I'm going to talk about. So to put it in, you pretty much fold it like this and stick it up there, and then it opens up inside and creates a seal. Now, the very first time I put it in, okay, I don't know how whoever's watching this, I don't know how aware you are of like how things work down there. For me, a person who does not have a penis, spoiler alert, if you didn't know that, I do not have a penis. Yes. This is very clean too. Also, I'm just like, it's clean. It's very clean. But for someone like that, the opening of that hole down there is since the most sensitive part. It's more sensitive around the opening than it is deeper inside. What am I doing here? This is the best video, isn't it? Okay, so one of the times putting this lovely little thing in, this thing popped like that right when I got it to the lips, basically, the edge of that hole. And I can tell you that hurt. So my first piece of advice would be careful. You do not want it popping open at that point in time. You're gonna get messy probably. You're gonna get some blood on your hands, honestly. If that's a problem, again, this is probably not for you. I honestly thought that I would feel it more once it was inside. So I will say that was nice. Now, here's the thing about this, my experience with this. I was using it mostly because I didn't want to have to change while I was out. I had to go to class. I had to go through to a 3-hour class, and that's really when I used this. It's not something I used all day. Most of the day I was using pads, and even when I did use this, I did put a pad on just because I wasn't sure if it would work fully. But I only used this for about a 3-4 hour span, and I knew it was there, so that was the thing. Like, I can't say I really felt it at all, but I knew it was there, just consciously, and also I felt like I could just feel enough to know it was there. I don't know if that was just in my head because I literally knew it was there because I put it there, or if I could actually feel it. But I will say that. So it was an interesting experience, but I got through the 3 hours and it didn't leak at all, not a drop. And I really, really appreciated that, and I really appreciate the fact that you can wear this and not have to change. And even if you do need to take it to the bathroom to change it, or you do want to empty it, again, it's messy. I wouldn't recommend changing this outside of your home, just because you don't, it could be messy, and also when you're in a stall, you don't really have access to water, and you do need to like rinse it. But I've heard people talk about using like a water bottle to rinse it off in the stall, choosing tissue and all that stuff. I didn't try any of that. I probably would never try any of that just because it seems a little bit too messy to me for that. But for like a good chunk of time, being able to wear this and not having to change anything was really nice. So yeah, that was good. Then we came to having to take it out. Now, it's really not like, it's really fine. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I wish I made this video earlier after using it, because it has been a while now since I've used it. But taking out, it can be a little rough. Not like how it feels, but just mentally having to do that, because obviously you gotta reach up there, you gotta grab this. It's not that deep, but it's enough. And you pull it, and you can feel it. You can feel the pull of that clearly. So again, it's going to be up to your level of what you are willing to, or what you can handle with that, with blood, and with that kind of blood, and with messing with that area. But there's a little pressure, but then it comes out, and it was messy. It was messy. There's just no other way to say that. It was messy, so there's that. You have to deal with that. But it worked, and another really interesting thing is, for those of you who care, you can also kind of figure out how much is coming out over a certain amount of time. If that matters to you, you can see that it's decreasing, or if it's a lot, or just whatever. So I took it out, dumped it in the toilet, rinsed this, washed this, and that was about it. Overall, I'd say my experience, like I said, this is not something I don't think personally I could like wear all day. That's just me. Maybe some people can. But I think it's really great for, especially if you're going out, you need to do something, you're not going to want to change it, or you're just not going to have access to something in a bathroom, or you're just not going to have access to even a bathroom, and you just don't want people to know, it's not like a pad, it's not like a tampon. You just kind of put it in there, leave it, and then take it out at the end of the day. And I've heard you could wear these for quite a while. I don't want to say a time because I could give you the wrong information, but I'll definitely put links down below to both the website for this, where I ordered it from, and also if I can find any advice on how to use it, although the website is pretty good on how to use it. It came with instructions. It also came with this very convenient little carrying bag. You just kind of put it in. Kind of cute. And I just really like that it's not your typical, like, what you think of, like, feminine products. And I don't have to go to the store and buy pads and keep buying tampons. This is reusable, it's washable, You can boil it in warm. In fact, when I first got it, the instructions I believe told me to boil it in hot water and then boil it in between each use too in boiling water. So I mean, you can sterilize the heck out of this thing, and it's reusable. You don't have to keep going back. You don't have to spend money. For one, you don't have to spend the money on the products. You just don't have to deal with going to the store and buying the products that it in itself can be dysphoria inducing. So that's this. It's the Ruby Cup. I don't really like reviewing products because I know that everyone's gonna have their own experience with something, and something that I love or hate could be completely the opposite for someone else. But I just definitely want to throw it out there that I've used this, that this is an option, that it's out there. Might not be right for you, but it could also be exactly what you've been looking for. As a trans guy, it definitely helps me with not having to change things as much, especially as someone who uses the men's restroom, and there's no easy way to dispose of those things, like pads and tampons a lot. Sorry. Just burping up a storm. And there's really no good place to throw away pads and tampons. This I found really, really great for that. It made it a lot more convenient for me to go out with a period. But yes, so this is the Ruby Cup. Transman approved, I suppose. Like I said, I will put links down below for both where I ordered it from and also maybe some advice or useful tips on how to use it. And yeah, this is something I've used when the dreaded period has come back to attack. Hopefully I don't have to use it again in the future, but I do keep it for that reason. This is literally what I keep now. I don't really keep pads or tampons. I mean, I have a few here or there, but this is pretty much what I rely on. And if my period were to ever jump up on me, I'd probably use this to go out and buy some pads in case I don't want to keep using this the whole time. But at least it's really nice to have this. I don't have to keep pads around. I don't have to keep tampons around. I don't have to worry about, all that changing in the men's restroom and all that stuff. So again, Ruby Cup, links down below, but I just basically wanted to put it out there. This is a product I've used, and it's an option for those who might be interested. Just give you a nice little last look. Yep, cool. Okay, like I said, guys, I'm super excited to be back making videos for this channel. I really would love to get on a schedule again. I know I've said that before, so I'm not going to really say much more about that and just try to do it. Actions speak louder than words. But thank you all so much for those of you who stuck with me through everything, through this journey, this magical journey it's been, and even when I haven't been uploading consistently. I love you all so much. You all are the real MVPs, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon. Hope to be back with a new video very soon. As always, guys, stay strong, stay safe, and stay you. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.